We are now less than 48 hours from experiencing Red Dead Redemption 2, and it feels so nice but strange saying that. Now, as I predicted in my last video, gameplay, and I mean lots of gameplay, has leaked. I've received hundreds of messages from people linking me to different clips of the title screen, to story spoilers, to mini-games, to activities, and so on and so forth. I'll be honest, with this game so close, I don't really care to see any more footage, so for the most part, I'm trying to ignore the numerous leaks being spread around right now. But yesterday we did get some official news that we're going to break down and discuss right now, which includes additional details on the companion app, a new interview going over physics, and a bunch of in-game images of characters and gangs that we'll encounter. One image also appears to reveal a fan-favorite location from Red Dead Redemption. But before we get to all of that, consider joining my Discord server. We have thousands of members all discussing games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and many other upcoming titles. There will be a link in the description inviting you to join. And also, if you haven't already, consider getting geared up for this upcoming Western by getting the popular Red Moon or Wanted shirt designs. If you're interested in getting these Red Dead themed t-shirts or any of the other designs, there will be a link in the description below. So as we discussed in my last video, Rockstar Games provided us with our launch day details and announced a companion app to release the same day. Available to iOS and Android users, this companion app previously had been leaked months ago by TrustedReview.com, which really didn't state any big information about it other than it would exist. Thankfully though, later in the day yesterday, Rockstar provided us with new information about the app and some images of it. But Rockstar states the Red Dead Redemption 2 companion app connects directly with your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One as you play, delivering real-time interactive information to your smart device. Available for download on October 26th on both iOS and Android, you can pan and zoom the map, set waypoints, or mark areas of interest with a tap on your screen, adding your exploration and discovery throughout the expansive world of Red Dead Redemption 2. The first image, which is on the screen now, also comes with a description which says, "Hide from the law, hunt your enemies, find the nearest general store and other key locations with the interactive map feature in the RDR2 official companion app." But continuing on, Rockstar Games next says, the app will show you Arthur Morgan's core information and stats in real time on your device, allowing you to completely remove the in-game heads-up display from your television should you choose. Additionally, the companion app lets you examine Arthur's in-game journal, provides stat tracking through Social Club, contains the full digital game manual, plus an optional digital version of the RDR2 complete official guide from Piggyback, and more. The final image included has a description which reads, "Examine Arthur Morgan's journal," with new entries and illustrations appearing as you progress through the Red Dead Redemption 2 story. So right now the question is, what is the more with this app? What else will be included? Well, in the Trusted Review leak, it was mentioned that there would be a poker minigame of sorts, and a well-known credible Rockstar insider recently stated that it would include something involving both hunting and fishing. But yeah, it appears in many ways this is the Red Dead version of the Grand Theft Auto 5 iFruit app. In this day and age, many developers are trying to integrate with mobile players, so while I'm not jumping up and down for this, I know a lot of people who will enjoy using this app. Next, VG247 interviewed many developers of Rockstar Games going over various aspects of Red Dead Redemption 2. First, lead AI programmer David Hint discussed just how detailed and unique NPC interactions are. Specifically, he went over witnesses and their dynamic reactions, saying, for example, if a witness catches you doing something and Arthur says, "Aw shit," as you have to chase them down, or if you chase a witness into the woods and Arthur says, "Come on out," or if you barge into a saloon, the artificial intelligence might stop and look, or the music may stop playing. The AI will weigh you up for a brief moment before going back about their business, or not if they see you as a threat. And it's amazing how Arthur can sing and hum, or how we twist things up interaction-wise when he gets drunk. Next, Phil Hooker, director of technology at Rockstar North, discussed the Yuphoria Physics, saying, "We use Yuphoria specifically to enhance the physics-based reactions of both humans and animals, and have really evolved it on Red Dead Redemption 2. For example, if a rider's horse is shot, then there is a range of realistic outcomes like rolling off the horse, being dragged in the stirrups, or even being trapped under a dead horse and fighting to get free. Enemies now have a greater array of reactions if they're injured, and if you choose to lasso an enemy, they will sometimes try and reach for the rope or even fire off a few shots in the struggle to get free. This is all in addition to fine-tuning the classic Western stunt falls that were present in the original game, and much more. Phil would next point out that the Yuphoria Physics is not the only thing that has been improved to make realistic and unique movement, saying, however, Yuphoria is just part of how we simulate and animate characters, and outside of it, we have radically overhauled our entire animation system to create more accurate human-like and animal-like behavior across the board. Overall, this is just a really great article detailing the various ways Rockstar teams have taken advantage of this current console generation hardware. Like, some of the other details they mention is that canoes and rowboats will surge forward perfectly in time with every paddle stroke, bushes and trees will move when you get close, and you'll see the player actively brush them away. You can run over uneven terrain with rocks and scree loosely falling away, and see the player or horse adapt to the terrain, sometimes sliding down the steep and often perilous slopes. Wagons themselves have a real sense of weight, they creak and rock over every bump or crevice, their wheels can buckle, and their bodies can be broken into hundreds of separate pieces as we saw in the launch trailer. Enemies will have coordinated attacks as they now have a broader range of behaviors, gripping their wounded areas, diving for cover to reload, and even flanking and getting the drop on Arthur Morgan with a range of melee weapons. This is actually something I noticed the other day with the first leaked gameplay, and Weapons and Melee design director Jason Bone would also add this about enemy attacks. If you hole up in a saloon, they'll surround the building and cover all the exits. Before making an entrance in one coordinated attack, they'll even track you if you escape and look for signs of your movements to hunt you down. During gunplay, weapon accuracy can be affected by the intensity of the fight, and enemies will try to flank you and sometimes tackle you to the ground if they get the opportunity to get the drop on you. As you've seen with the Deadeye system, we've also modeled critical body parts on enemies which can trigger extra damage or make them bleed out if you hit them just right. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is what I call true innovation. It's impressive the boatloads of ways that Rockstar Games improved pretty much everything. And this is a game that is poised to be genre defining, setting the bar for what an open world title can be. Now to the last part of this video, we got new images from Rockstar Games of characters and rival gangs that are in Red Dead Redemption 2. The images appear to be in the style of what you'd expect from a photo taken during the late 1800s, and I imagine these screens were taken from the game's photo mode. Anyway, the first image we have is of Dutch and Hosea on horse, and it's stated that Dutch and Hosea, the originals, Dutch and Hosea met in their early 20s, two talented young conmen with similar gentleman thief aspirations and subversive ideals. They ran as a two-man team for a few years until they started to pick up waifs and strays along the way. I will say the most unique thing about this relationship is that they both became friends after trying to rob each other. But next we get a family photo of the Marstons, and it stated Abigail, Jack, and John, an unconventional family. John has been with the gang ever since Dutch saved his life when he was just 12 years old. Abigail joined up with Dutch 5 or 6 years ago, and for young Jack, the gang is all he has ever known. It really is going to be so nice seeing the Marston family again, but it will be different as this is 12 years before the events of Red Dead Redemption, where we meet a regretful man who wished to move on and forget his outlaw days. Lastly, Rockstar Games did share some information on the gangs that will inhabit the world. First, we learn of the Lobos Gang. It stated some rivals. The Vanderlyn Gang aren't the only outlaws in the West. One such band of desperados and mercenaries are the Lobos, known for their vicious robberies and revenge killings. And in the background, it actually looks like this is our first image of Thieves Landing, returning from Red Dead Redemption. But yeah, I personally expect to see the Lobos Gang occupying much of New Austin and West Elizabeth. But as this post continues on, while the O'Driscolls, long-standing rivals of Dutch's gang, are a big crew that cover a lot of ground, attracting a seemingly endless supply of young guns ready to risk it all. And based on some of the previews, we know that early on in the game's story, there are missions associated with this rival gang. But I will say it's interesting how one of the members looks much alike to GTA 5's Michael, which I do wonder if that is a coincidence or not. Now the last gang detailed is obviously the Dutch Vanderlyn Gang, in which it stated the Vanderlyn Gang outlaws for life, a gang of criminals, dissidents, and free thinkers who have chosen to reject a corrupt system of power and live instead by their own code. As the price on their heads continues to grow, so does the struggle to remain free. Anyway guys, today is likely our last day for things to get revealed by Rockstar Games. Tomorrow, Red Dead Redemption 2 reviews go live and the game starts to release. I definitely will continue to keep you guys updated now and after launch with various types of content like my walkthrough series, but be extremely careful for story spoilers as they are starting to make their way around. But thank you for watching. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on everything we just discussed, and a big shout out to some of the newest channel members: Sergeant Law 253, A Moist Big Mac, Joe Bags, Nolan Lewis, and 130 SMA. Big thank you guys for directly supporting the channel, and you can become a member by clicking the join button below. But also make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and also consider subscribing for much more Red Dead Redemption 2 content to come, as I'm one of your best sources on this upcoming game. And remember, Outlaws for life.